Welcome to the Shelly Show, this shorter version of the Shelly Show where we ask one question: what is artificial intelligence? I ask everyone and anyone who wants to share their point of view on what is artificial intelligence. All you need to do is just send me a direct message and I will get you here to talk about what you think, what in your mind is artificial intelligence all about. So, if you're watching this on Twitter, which you likely are, then please follow me or press the follow button. If you're watching this on YouTube, then please press the subscribe button and the bell icon. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, need to follow me on Shailendra Kumar. That's where you get all the content live and other videos. And if you're watching this on Facebook, then please press the like button and share it with as many groups which have got artificial intelligence focus, so more and more people can learn from our guests. So today I got a message from Adam Sewell, and he agreed to come on the live show and share his point of view on what is artificial intelligence. So give me a second and I'll bring him in. Hi Adam, welcome to the Shelly Show. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Good stuff, Adam. So tell me, introduce yourself first
Sure.
and give us, our audience, a bit of background about you.
Okay, well, I'm based in Melbourne, Australia, so we've just come out of a pretty hard lockdown, but we're doing well now. You can see I'm probably behind me. I'm still in my garage, so I've got pretty used to working from home. Over the years, I've been with SAP quite a few years, and recently I started an exciting new role working particularly on co-innovation with customers in the asset-intensive space. So really exciting, and gives me an opportunity to use a lot of the skills that I've learned over the years with SAP. So yeah, really happy about that. Thanks for having me.
So you are Adam Sewell from Melbourne working with SAP. Okay,
Yes.
now what is your point of view on artificial intelligence? What is artificial intelligence for you? When you think artificial intelligence, what comes to mind?
Well, I guess first I better give a caveat. I wouldn't say I'm the world's leading expert on AI, but I have been an interested sort of functional user for a long time, and I'd say I find it fascinating. I can remember back even in the 80s, I had a Tandy TRS-80, and we had this program called ELIZA, which was like a psychologist chatbot natural language kind of program. And for me, that was probably my first taste of artificial intelligence, or what we people think of as artificial intelligence these days. And given my age then, I was probably like 12 or something. It really inspired a love of computing and programming and things like that with me. So I guess it kind of went on from there. Like I later on, and maybe in the 90s, I was a bit of a gamer, and I liked games like real-time strategy games like StarCraft. And with those games, you had a level editor, so you could build your own levels and try and interact with the AI. The computer had its own player. Then you could adjust parameters on that AI, try and make the player more strategic, or work in a certain way. And so for me, that was also something that I guess kept me interested in the topic. I don't know, you might know, I'm kind of a bit of a fan of sci-fi, all the Mandalorian and, everything that's, Star Trek, whatever, Star Wars, I like it all. And I like reading sci-fi as well. And AI obviously features pretty heavily in sci-fi themes, right? So from things like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, there's that famous quote about the meaning of life equals 42. That's something that came from an AI. In the story, the whole Earth is actually just a supercomputer that was built to work out the meaning of life. And I think the phrase that probably encapsulates AI to me most is that kind of famous quote from Arthur C. Clarke, that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And for me, that's nearly how I and the community, I guess, in large, often think about AI. It's nearly like magic that's done by software.
Yep.
And I think in the community, it means so many things. Like you've mentioned, and other people mentioned in your series, that it can mean anything from machine learning, analytics, or just a series of if and then statements that kind of results in some kind of something that looks like it's quite smart.
Yep.
And so, like, obviously, we're increasingly relying on this magic to improve, business bottom lines and give better experiences and make the web better and all sorts of things, which is doing a lot of great things.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously there's some challenges as well. I recently read the book Weapons of Math Destruction by Cathy O'Neil. A really interesting read. And you might see on Netflix series like The Social Network. So I think, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, if you like, of this magic. Personally, I've been involved in a bunch of business and projects related to AI.
Yep.
We spoke a little while ago about some work I did with Cirque du Soleil.
Yep.
On emotional artificial intelligence. So we were exploring looking at the crowd and trying to understand over time, when they were happy, when they were applauding, and mapping that to the show. So that was quite an interesting project that I got to work on. Recently, I interviewed Amy Rosanowski, the Deputy Commissioner of the Queensland Department of Treasury, about their use of SAP technology and AI to help predict debt and debt propensity. They've been able to successfully use that to, save a lot of tax revenue.
Yeah.
So that's been quite an interesting one. And, something that you might have seen if you follow me on LinkedIn and things like that, is I've recently, in the last couple of months, I've written 3 or 4 articles. And when I say written, I've probably compiled them. Yep. So what I did was I used OpenGPT-3, OpenAI project GPT-3, which is probably one of the most exciting things I've seen in AI recently. So that's Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3. So it's their 3rd iteration. It's trained on billions of texts from, around the world. And it's kind of like a language model. So you can seed it and you can set a temperature to say how creative you want it to be or how accurate you want it to be. And then you can get it to generate text. So one of the fun things I got it to do was I said, make me an article about entitled Zen and the Art of Machine Learning and write it in the style of The Art of War. And I'll give you a quote from the article. So I didn't write this, the AI wrote this. And every time you seed it, it generates new, completely original text. But I'll give you one quote, which I think goes along with this theme. The way a computer learns, it's almost like magic. One day, the computer was very busy learning. The computer observed patterns in the data and learned to predict future values for a variable. The computer tried to predict the future values of the variable, but it was not always right. And I think that's the AI's perspective on the Zen philosophy of AI. So I think it was quite an interesting study. So I've written 3 or 4 articles now using that technique, where basically I don't have to write it. The computer writes it for me. Finally, like as I mentioned at the start, I'm working in the asset intensive space now. In particular, I'm working on the network of networks topic. So bringing together asset owners and their service providers to work collaboratively on a network. And, in this space, there's plenty going on when it comes to kind of reactive IoT and moving more and more towards predictive maintenance using, sound, using vibration, all sorts of sensors, and building up these models to improve maintenance.
Okay, a couple of things. One, can you remind us, the audience, about that tool that you used to create the article? What is that, so that they can...
so look up OpenAI.
OpenAI.
And the tool's called GPT-3.
Okay.
I can give you a link. You can post with it. Very powerful. And the thing you can do with it is not just write text. If you look up some of the things people are experimenting, because it just came out of beta in October, November, so it's quite new. some of the things people are doing is getting it to generate UIs. So it can do more than just text. You can say, make me a UI with 3 buttons that are round and have blue and yellow text, and it will write the code for you. It's really quite amazing what you can do with it.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, before you go, summarize for us, what is artificial intelligence? If you were to say that in a line or a phrase, what would you like to say?
Yeah, I think I would definitely say I would go back to the Arthur C. Clarke interpretation that's been reused many times by many people, that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And to me, that's AI encapsulated.
Good stuff. Thank you very much. And thank you for your time. It was very happy to show.
Thanks for having me, and look forward to the next show.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Adam. Okay, guys, so that was Adam Civil from Melbourne, working for SAP, and his point of view on what is artificial intelligence. If you've got a thought, if you think you have a point of view and you want to share it with the audience, please send me a direct message and I will bring you here and you can share your thoughts about what is artificial intelligence. Because it is not robots, it's not gobbledygook. It is something that, in my view, mimics human intelligence, and we can create different options, different areas of that to bring it to life, and you can come and bring it to life with us. So if you're watching this on Twitter, please follow me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, then please follow me. Shailendra Kumar is who I am. And if you're watching it on Facebook, please like, share with as many people as possible, so more and more people can watch this and learn from what Adam had to say, and in the future, what my new guests are going to say about it. So, yeah, please press the subscribe button and the bell icon on YouTube, which is Shailendra Kumar S. So, thank you very much for your time today. We'll come back to you with another guest very soon to discuss what is artificial intelligence. Thank you.